eliminate the website completely. Save it, open it, file print. It's still slow. And of course, she tells me, "Oh, that worked fine yesterday." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm thinking I doubt it, but okay." So it's not working fine now. So we'll go as it's always been a problem. And of course, she said everything else worked fine. So let's open up a Word document. Okay, let's print that. File print. It took forever. And of course, oh, I don't understand. This all was working fine yesterday. So now I know it's not anything to do with the website or web related. It's something with her computer.
Is it a print driver or mapped the printer no longer being there?
So, okay, well, yes, that is. But I see another tech had looked at this 2 weeks ago and said, no, that's normal. It can take that long to open the print dialog box. And of course, I told her it's not normal.
30 seconds now.
Yeah, because I said you can verify that by going to any other computer and file print. Now this is funny because I told her that. She goes, no, it's actually doing the same thing on her computer. I said, okay, well, we'll look at that in a minute. Let's find out what you were wrong. I said, but it's not normal. I said, anything changed recently? Any new printers added? Any printers taken away? Oh, no. Default printer's always been the same. Default printer works fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so of course, start settings printers, go to the printer control panel. And this really should be one of the first steps anytime you hear about dialog boxes opening slowly. Like opening my computer, if that takes a while, you might have an orphan drive or something. So I look into printers and I see a bunch of printers, such and such on whatever, such and such on whatever. And I said, what are those printers? And she goes, oh, those have been gone a long time. I said, well, how long have they been gone? Oh, a month or two. I said, how long have you had this problem? And she goes, a month or two. I said, okay. I said, so they're gone. Let's delete them. So of course, delete those printers. Now, file print instantaneous. Opens.
There you go. Because what it's doing is trying to create that list of printers for you. And when it can't contact those printers after 30 seconds, their print dialog.
It gives up, right? So its motto is if you first don't succeed, give up after 30 seconds. So luckily it gives up. But
I should make that into a t-shirt, dude. That's awesome.
If at first it doesn't succeed, give up.
Yeah.
So that's what Windows does. It was giving up. And this actually ended up being the problem on all the computers. I said, look, if other people are having this problem, just delete these printers, because that's one reason why I don't like printer shares. Like for clients, they share their printers because one, I don't like, it's not centralized. You have to go to each computer, share it, set the settings, and I don't like it. Not to mention you'll have a person open up the print window, and if the auto location is set, you're going to see 30 printers. And which I don't know about you, Lalo, but this is a pet peeve for me. You go to a client's computer, every printer is shared. PDF printer, the XPS document writer, the QuickBooks PDF writer, everything is shared.
And then I love it when I go to delete the Office image writer. I go, no, you can't delete that. I go, do you even know what that is? No. Okay.
Yeah, so they had a lot of printers, of course, and do you need XPS writer on Mary? I mean, you have like 5 of these. You have your own, and you have 5 from 5 people who shared it. So, of course, if the computer's still there, go and share it, and then delete them off the client. So that's what was happening. And the other tech, it's, I can only fault the other tech for saying that's normal.
I can only fault him for if he hasn't been exposed to map the printers in a networking environment.
Yeah. And you as you go, you learn. I mean, I learn this stuff every day. So this would have been a good learning opportunity for him. Say, look, this is what the problem was, and next time you see it, here's how you fix it. Not leave it as no, that's normal, because I mean, obviously she knows it's not normal because she's complaining about how long it takes. So, and
even in a large environment that I work in with about 4,000 users, we have 5 or 6 print servers. All the printers get mapped automatically, but this still happens because you have a user that will manually browse to a print server, map that printer. Then when we upgrade that server and change the host name, this happens. So it happens in small mom and pop shops, in a medium business, and especially in a large business.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll see it also where a user shares their C drive or they shares their D drive and somebody else maps a drive to it for some reason.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I see it all the time though. I'm like, why is your C drive shared and your D drive? I mean,
but it's very creepy to open up like my computer and seeing the hand just right there. Like, here, just go ahead and take all my information.
Right. I mean, it's nice to share, but I mean, come on, let's not share all of our drives and printers with everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Share your cookies, don't share your drives.
See, but then, I think it's cute that there's, they'll browse each other's local PC shares, but that share on a server that gets backed up on a nightly basis, I don't want anything to do with it. All right. RAID 5, who cares?
Right, yeah. Mine's just as safe. And that's what they think. Oh, okay, so I'm going to skip to number 5 because we just said that. That's a nice little transition.
Okay.
It's not safe. Okay. I have a guy called me, and this is like 2 weeks ago. He, of course, they have a server, but of course he chose to save his 10 years of work on his C drive.
Who wouldn't?
What's that?
I said, who would not?
I know, right? It's my own C drive.
I mean,
I can share it.
Sure.
I can back it up if I want to. I don't want to, but I could, because nothing's ever going to happen to my computer. So now this company is their main office is here, but this is in a satellite office. Actually, it's not a small office. It's a good sized office because they have their own IT staff halfway across the country from me. He calls me and says, "Look, my computer crashed. I need data, my data saved because I have 10 years of stuff on here. It's not backed up. I had my on-site IT staff look at it. They couldn't get any data off of it. I'm hoping you can." I said, "Okay, well, send me the drive." So he overnights the drive to me, and apparently they've been working on this for a few weeks because he got fed up and said, "Look, I'm giving," but they told him, like, "We're done. This drive, you can't recover data from it. It's no good."
But was it a click and drive or they make noise?
Yeah, well, they didn't tell me that.
Okay.
So I didn't know what I was getting.
Okay.
I said, "Just send it to me. I'll see what I can do."
I have the toaster.
So I get the drive, and it's a 2.5-inch notebook drive, SATA drive. And again, don't overlook the obvious. He told me it was crashed. He told me their IT staff said it was done. You can't get any data off of it. So I put it in my toaster.
Before you continue, when you tell me that, I assume that it will mount within Windows. You can browse to it. I'm expecting a loud click, 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 click noise or, bad sectors, but okay.
That's what I'm expecting too.
Okay.
That's what I'm expecting too. But I never take anybody's word for anything. And you really shouldn't, because no matter what they say, you should look for it yourself. Have the customer, like before,
sure, because
what you're doing.
Sure, because I'm sorry, Matt, because this is your job. I mean, this is what you are getting paid to do. And if you take your car to a mechanic shop, they're gonna ask you all the basic questions because that's their job. They have to do they have to investigate to drill down to the issue. So have no shame doing the same. So
yeah, but now the client is going to, if you're working with the client, they're going to tell you, "Oh, I already did that. I already did that. I already did that." And of course, you say, "Oh, I understand, but we use a troubleshooting method, and this is we start from step 1. We don't start from step 5. So if you've done steps 1 through 4, that's great, but we're going to start at the beginning just to make sure we didn't miss anything." So I'm expecting the worst, So I get the drive, and let me backtrack. I didn't get the drive. They overnight the whole notebook to me.
Okay.
With the AC adapter, everything there. So just out of curiosity, I just plugged it in and turned it on. Now, granted, if the if it's a questionable drive, I wouldn't have done that.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna say that.
But they told me it was completely dead, nothing happened. So I'm like, well, what do I have to lose? Because it says completely dead. It's not like it's on the border of me. It's going to crash right now. So okay, yeah, it didn't come up. It didn't boot. It just got a blinking cursor. No boot. Um, but the BIOS detected the hard drive, which was a good sign.
Yes, it's always a good sign.
So I said, well, let me boot to a boot CD. I forgot what I had. Maybe Ultimate Boot CD for Windows. I had some boot CD. Stuck that in there, booted it up, and I could see the C drive. Like, oh, that's nice. I can browse the C drive just fine. I'm thinking, well, this is maybe something. Maybe this is too good to be true. Let me do something else. Took the hard drive out of the computer, put it in my toaster, and it mounted fine. I can read everything. So
I'm kind of dumbfounded.
yeah, I was too. So now I connected it. I backed it up to an external hard drive, and I scanned for viruses on the source. I'm sorry, I'm on the one I copied to. I scanned for viruses, and it found quite a few viruses. So I called him and said, I'm able to recover all of your data. There were some infected files, but none of your data was infected. So
Okay,
it
and
looks
what
like
was
we're good.
his reaction when you told him?
Oh,
this?
he was ecstatic. I mean, oh, all my stuff. He told me specific folders because when you're doing data recovery, real data recovery, it's nice to know what folders you're looking for. You don't want to just a thing. I want it was in my documents in a folder called important because if you only have one shot to go in, I want to know what I'm looking for.
Right, and then the customer will let you know. Okay, you'll easily through conversation know the data they really, really care about, and the data that it's nice if you can get that back. And of course,
Yeah,
like Matt said, you want to get what they really need.
because we use for real, not hardware recovery, but software recovery. We use Encase, which is pretty expensive software. It's software that the
It is.
government uses. And so I was I was wondering, do I need to get out my Encase and image this drive? Because what you do with real recovery is you image the drive and you do all of your recovery on the image, not on the actual drive. But it didn't get that far. And I told him, he says, well, how hard was it? I said, it wasn't. I said, to be honest, it wasn't hard at all. I just copied the data from the drive. Now, usually when one tech says something's not possible and the other one, the second tech does it, their question is, well, why couldn't they do that?
Right.
And of course, I can say, well, I'm not sure what methods they use to retrieve the data, but what I did, I'm able to get the drive. I said, in fact, the drive itself is fine. I copied the data off of it to an external hard drive, but the drive itself is fine. It has some viruses and it may
Oh.
be a problem booting, but the data is fine.
And
So,
and that's a shame because now, I mean, I'm gonna call him Bob. Now Bob's confidence in his IT staff is totally shot now.
right, it should.
I
It
mean, it's
is.
shot. I mean, it
Now, no, okay, so his IT staff may have been whoever in the office knew the most about computers.
very true. It's very true.
So he said my IT people in house couldn't do it. So I don't know what that means. I don't mean if
Or
it's his neighbor's
maybe,
son came by one day, or the guy who is the runner who knows how to get on Facebook. I don't know what his IT staff is. But it seems to me that the extent of the weeks of trying on their end involved kept turning the computer on and off apparently, and when it wouldn't boot, they kept saying, "Oh, it's dead."
that's a shame. I mean, because it's I mean, like good for you. I mean, and because you got paid, but I was expecting something totally different.
And he told me whatever it takes. He says, "I don't care how much it costs. I need this data back." So he was
Whoever
quite
must
happy when I
die
told
must
him
die.
that the charge was just the 1 hour minimum
Well, I mean,
because he was expecting to pay thousands of dollars.
well, he was a happy customer, and you took care of him. And yes, for those of you that cringed right at the beginning of the story, Matt acknowledged that if you have a bad hard drive, the last thing you want to do is turn up that bad boy because that might be
Right.
the
In
last
fact,
time.
yeah, and that's the thing. When people tell me they need data recovery, I said shut the computer off right away because even if the computer's fine, if you just deleted it, the longer you leave your computer on, the more likely it is to get overwritten. So
Right. So don't send us emails. Then it's just not like back in the day when Steve Tribunal was